Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Entertainment Expansion. We are your hosts, Tyler Callahan and Mike Ferrante. Mike, how you doing?
Well, Tyler, you know me. I'm chilling. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good myself. We got I would say, pretty average episode this week, or a normal episode. Moon Knight, first Disney Plus show for Marvel this year. First half of the season's out. We have watched it. We got thoughts, good, bad, and in between. We
A lot of indifference.
well, that's from one of us, I will say. So
Spoilers,
yeah,
Tyler. Spoilers.
he's not spoiling the episode already. We just started. Come on, man. I got the script right here, and you just went through 20 pages. Now they know how we record this stuff.
Wow. I forgot my script at home.
You mean downstairs?
Don't matter.
But anyway,
All right. So
Moon Knight. We're talking about Oscar Isaac. He's a great actor, and he is playing multiple people. Technically, he plays Mark Spector, who is the main character, who has the identity of Moon Knight. But then he also, I actually had to look this up. His specific disorder is dissociative identity disorder, or DID. His other personality is Stephen
he did
Grant.
have that.
Yeah, Stephen Grant, who, unlike Mark Spector, who is a mercenary badass, Stephen Grant speaks with a slightly off British accent and works at a gift shop in London. And he has his own version of the superhero Mr. Knight, who, while looks like a badass, doesn't really fight like one.
No, not as skilled as Moon Knight is.
But unlike other superheroes, these powers are given by an Egyptian god, by Khonshu. So yeah, and then obviously they all gotta work together or find a way to balance their personalities to stop Ethan Hawke from releasing a god that will basically do the entire plot of the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
Basically.
in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it, Tyler.
Yeah. What'd you think? Because you know, you're Mr. Indifferent here, truth be told.
So going into the first episode, right? All right, just kind of overview. I feel like the whole switch from, because we're first introduced to Steven, and he's kind of, just an everyday guy, so to speak, works a job, home to a goldfish with one fin at first. And then all of a sudden this switch happens, right? Where you think he kind of has a dream, but that was Mark, essentially, when he breaks into Ethan Hawke's area, steals the scarab. And they kind of pull a total recall. It's like, no, actually, you're a badass, and you just didn't know it because it's a whole nother thing. I don't know. I feel like we've seen it before.
But I think it was done well. Anyway, at least in the first episode, like, because at first you're like, all right, there's something weird here, especially when they cut the black before a fight scene and everyone's just, Oscar Isaac is covered in blood. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, what happened? And then,
Budget cuts, Tyler. Budget cuts.
well, yeah,
They couldn't film a good action scene. That's what happened.
that might be part of it, but at least they found a way around it.
Because
Definitely more
that's another
interesting.
issue with this movie. It very seldom has kind of good action.
You would be right. I mean, I think there's only what, two good fight scenes in the show so
Yeah.
far. Well, we got the Moon Knight against the monster, and Moon Knight against the arms dealer and his men. That's basically it.
So 2 fights, 3 episodes.
Because the thing is, Ethan Hawke, at least right now, he don't fight. He just walks around slowly with a cane.
Yeah, don't forget he puts fucking glass in his shoes. That guy's
that
we still don't know why either.
that's honestly, if this show ends, that's not explained at all, that's gonna be a negative on my list. I'll tell you right now.
Like, it's just something I like to do.
Here's the thing: if they just blended that into his daily routine, I wouldn't really care about it. But you open the show with him doing it slowly and methodically. Like, there has to be a reason for the cold open of, all right, we're going to introduce a bad guy here. All right, played by amazing actor Ethan Hawke. And as you see here, he's drinking some water. He broke the glass, and it's in the shoe. Okay, what?
Yeah.
So
I honestly, I give him props. They never bring it up again. I would. I'd probably like the show better. And don't get me wrong, I don't dislike the show. It's a good show. It's just not great. It's not terrible.
Like obviously, it's not Loki great. I mean, so
No.
far it's not.
I mean, it's gonna be hard to top that.
Hmm. See, I think so far, obviously, we gotta see. Could be like WandaVision where they don't stick the landing, but at least the first half right now, it's kept me engaged, which I think is important for a show like this. It's not like a movie where you can sit down, be done within 2 hours, and process it. So watching it week by week, it has kept me engaged. I do like viewing a new section of the MCU. I think one of the positives right now is they have not mentioned anything about the MCU.
Yeah, this could be a spinoff, which could be kind of cool.
Like there
if
is
it didn't
one,
exist within the main MCU timeline. And
yeah,
this
there's
was
like
in
one bus poster about the organization from Falcon Winter Soldier, like to help people post snap. You take that poster out, there's nothing connecting. Like, oh yeah, man, that big snap Thanos did, yeah, just crazy, right?
Right.
Those Avengers, like nothing,
Yep.
which
Not
I think
even
is
name
good.
drop.
I think that's good because the other shows we've watched so far, they either feature an Avenger or it's heavily connected to the events. Like,
Yeah, because right now this is the first show that isn't based on an Avenger.
Yeah.
That we've met before. So this is kind of new territory.
even the movies that came out last year, Eternals, they referenced Thanos. Why didn't they do anything during all of that? Shang-Chi is set post Snap, but also features, Wong and Abomination. So it even has recurring characters, but this is just straight up nothing. So I thought it's a breath of fresh air. I do agree with you though. There could be a little more action. But yeah, it's probably going to be budget cuts because I've noticed now. While the journey is interesting to go to the tomb, and I'm liking all this Egyptian backstory.
It's a lot of shots doing nothing.
A lot of it's walking and talking.
Yep.
But so far, I think the characters are good. Oscar Isaac is putting on a fantastic performance. His wife Layla is doing great. Obviously, Ethan Hawke. No, he plays a very
Ethan Hawke always kills it though.
He does. He's playing a very unsettling bad guy. Like I feel like at any moment he's just gonna yell, snap. And it's like the fact that he hasn't yet. And then even Khonshu. Khonshu is hilarious. Like he's definitely Khonshu is like the most Marvel, like he's the most MCU person out of everyone so far.
Yeah, but I'd go with the side of, he's kind of like the voice in Venom's head or Eddie Brock's head.
Yeah, but you're telling me Khonshu and Deadpool couldn't get into a weird conversation, a good conversation?
Oh, they could.
Yeah. Well, at least it's done better than Venom, but yeah.
Oh, that'd be a crazy fucking crossover if Khonshu used Deadpool as a host.
Deadpool will probably enjoy that for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter to Deadpool though because he can't die anyway.
Yeah. So I guess based on the hints we've gotten so far about Mark's life, and at least kind of where they left episode 3, I assume obviously he'll still be alive, but like they kind of made it clear Khonshu gave Mark life. Like if Khonshu didn't find him, like he'd be dead.
Yeah.
So like, and now with Khonshu now imprisoned, like how long can Mark last in his human form, or like is he 100% good to go? He just doesn't have Moon Knight powers, or is there going to be a limited amount of time where he needs Khonshu in the suit back, or he's going to fall apart because he's passed out on the ground now, but it's half a season left. He's obviously going to be somewhat okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to rely mostly on Mark to carry the next couple episodes because if it's going to go like they're trying to get Khonshu back, there's going to have to be some action there.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're going to see Steven as much.
But we have seen hints now of third personality.
That is true.
We
don't know who it is.
Someone had organized a date in London, even though Mark is married and Steven is vegan.
Yeah.
Mark and Steven are not aware of killing a bunch of guys in Egypt.
It's also accurate.
But clearly the leftover mercenaries are very afraid of him. So clearly there's someone I think more violent than Mark. I think it's safe to assume he's more psychopathic.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that the other two inside his head have no clue who this other personality is.
Which makes this makes it intriguing. So obviously, it's fair depending on how they end it, because like Mark is making the case. He's the main one. He's the main one. He has Layla as a wife, and all of that, and he's kept Steven under control. If what he's telling Layla is the truth, is he knew about Steven and has kept it under control until the past 6 months, where Steven basically took over. But like you said, both of them don't know about this third guy. So how long has he been around?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And then like, how good has he been? Like, because clearly he's the guy. Because if you notice, whenever Mark needs to take control, he's got to get Steven to agree.
Yep.
But the third person, he just takes over at will if he feels needed.
True, but then again, Steven has done that too.
Yeah. But I feel, is it a main personality thing? If Mark's the main personality, he needs to ask permission. That feels kind of weird though. Like, you think the main personality would be the one to be able to switch.
Or the main personality. Yeah, you're right. It is that one. It's the one we don't know of. That's the main personality.
If he's the main personality, then that makes more sense. But no, see, that doesn't make sense, because if Mark and Layla have been married for a couple of years, he couldn't be the main personality because he couldn't be around that much. Well, not too much, because then Mark would notice.
Yeah, but now you're bringing up a better question. How did Mark become a mercenary? Like, did he technically go through, like, start out as government and then get into external contracting? Because how did he pass the psych check?
Yeah, so like, from what we can tell so far, it seemed like his normal job was mercenary work. He died in an incident, and Khonshu gave him back his life in exchange for serving him, becoming Moon Knight.
Yeah.
And but that's a fine general list of events. But then my question is, Layla knows about the suit when we met her. She's like,
Yep.
yeah, put on the suit, put on the suit. It's like, so you know he's Moon Knight, and you're okay with that, but you're not okay with the Steven thing. That's like now, see, now I'm just questioning this marriage dynamic. You know this guy, you know he's a superhero, and you're all cool with that, but then you find out he has DID and a different personality with a British accent, and now you're like, I don't know, man. That's hiding things from me.
That's a lot to take in.
Yeah, but it's like, I feel like if you've already accepted he's a superhero.
But also, you're going to be skeptical when someone says that to you first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but she doesn't seem to know about Khonshu. Apparently, she just seems to think he has the suit, but not where he got the suit.
Correct.
And then
I he's hiding things from her.
Clearly, yes. He's probably hiding a bit more. I guess question you, since we don't know if this gets a second season or not, do you think Khonshu gets his wish and Layla becomes the new Moon Knight? Because as we see from Ethan Hawke, who was a previous employee of Khonshu, he can move around. I don't know what the requirements are, but he's not stuck with Mark forever.
Yeah, maybe. I really don't know. I don't think at the end of the first season.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be in the first season too, because we don't know what the plans are. They're going to throw him in an MCU movie or just keep him contained to his own TV show. Because, like, no offense to Moon Knight, he doesn't seem to be super powerful.
Not really.
Like he's on like Daredevil, Punisher kind of.
That just can't die.
Yeah. And I guess when worst comes to worst, he's got an Egyptian god ready to rewind the night sky as an ability.
Yeah.
Or cause eclipses to piss people off, but I don't see how it's going to help in a fight.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Tyler. Do you think there's a conspiracy within the court of gods?
I think there is, yeah.
Because that
trial went a bit too...
That head guy that's always kind of obscured a little bit.
That guy in the suit, yeah, he's definitely...
Yeah. There's something off with him.
I also do find it weird how, like, okay, they bring in Ethan Hawke, right? Because he's being accused. That's fine. And they know he was a previous employee of Khonshu. But, like, after Khonshu's imprisoned, the main guy casually brings him back, like, oh yeah, no, he's in prison, you can talk to him for a moment if you want. I'm like, so he's allowed access back into the pyramid, even though he doesn't work for you guys anymore.
Yep.
Like, that's just cool. Also, the other gods don't seem to be aware of that too, so I do wonder if the guy in the suit and that god is working. Maybe he wants this god resurrected.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna end up being too.
But I will say, as much praise as I've been giving the show, I do have one issue with the writing, and that is with Khonshu in trial. He made it a point to Mark that their case against, Ethan Hawke needs to be airtight, or the gods will be
Yep.
pissed at him. Which he was
Wasn't
right.
airtight.
It wasn't airtight. He starts having Mark freak out and yell as it when interrogating, which makes him look bad.
Yeah,
And
for no reason too.
he doesn't explain the murders in London, the murders in Egypt. The fact that he's like you have no evidence that, oh yeah, how about he took the pendant from me, in the middle of Germany too. Like how about that fight? Like that he brings up nothing to support his case other than he's digging in Egypt. And Oscar Isaac had a good point. It's not illegal to dig.
It's true. Well, that was Ethan Hawke.
So yeah, I mean, that kind of annoying because he's making a big deal and needs to be airtight. 5 minutes later, he fucks up the entire case himself. Not Mark.
Yep.
He did.
Should have let Mark talk.
He should have. And by the time Mark got a chance to talk, because the other guys were interested in what he had to say, it was too late.
And I don't think it was even Mark, it was Steven.
Oh yeah, Steven.
It was the worst person you wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, you need
Who's the
someone calm and collected. This guy's Steven's a big Egyptian fan. He's losing his mind right now.
Yeah.
I mean, besides that though, the writing's been pretty good. Personally, I'd like a little more action. But
Same.
I am curious to see where the show ends.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely interested to see where it takes it and how they get Khonshu back. But as always, we want to know what you guys are interested in. Did you like the first 3 episodes of Moon Knight, or was it not to your fancy? As always, let us know at Entertainment Expansion. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you for listening.